Hi, Shalom, welcome back. Now we're going to be doing lesson number 16. This is part 2. This is a segment where we're just going to focus on one little small part, which is going to be very vital and important to understand and know because it affects all the grammatics that we're learning with regard to Biblical Hebrew. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so in Biblical Hebrew we see bet and lamed is consistently used time and time again as if it literally means two. But we have to learn something here. It is not true. This is not really true with regard to bet and lamed. And we're going to learn how bet and lamed actually work in relationship to each other. So let's look at the example here. Lo shema bakuli. Lo, he, shema, didn't. So lo shema, he didn't listen. Bakuli. Now normally you'll find this in most every single translation I've ever seen out there as to my voice. Okay? However, we have to understand that this is not true. Okay? It doesn't mean to. Okay? What they're doing is they're forcing the idea of it saying to, but it's not actually what it means. Okay? To say he didn't listen to my voice would be obviously if you use the lamed, which is lo shema lekoli, to my voice. So what does be in this actual passage mean? Okay? Well, in Hebrew, it's like the expression of saying that you're not listening to the metaphorical things that I'm saying, and you're just listening to more of the literal things that I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying. So when you sit there and say, Lo shema bakuli, he didn't listen, alright, bakuli, to my voice. In this context, you're saying he didn't listen to what was said with relationship to the metaphorical language that was being used. Okay? When you say, Lo shema lekoli, he didn't listen to my voice, you're literally saying that he didn't listen to what was said, period. Okay? And this is a very important thing to understand because ba has to do with the concept of in something. So when we're looking at the passages, for example, when it talks about, for example, Abraham and Sarah, where it says that Abraham listened lakul to the voice of Ishto, his wife. Well, what does that mean? He listened to literally what she was saying, and he acted upon that very statement. He acted upon that very function. Alright? Now, if it would have said, for example, Avram listened to Bakol Ishto, to the voice of his wife. In this context, Bakol means he listened to the deeper meaning of what his wife was saying. So that means his wife obviously would have said something that would have been very straightforwardly intense, maybe. Maybe she's like, oh, I wish I could hit that guy, alright? And that word doesn't literally mean hit in the context of her mind. It literally means, I wish that guy would stop doing what he's doing. I don't like that he's doing that. Not that she literally meant to say that she wanted to physically do harm to somebody. And this is what we find many times we speak when we're speaking in any kind of metaphoric language, is that we're speaking in a way by which in our expressing things, we're saying things that is expressing the idealism of something deeper that we are actually meaning. You know, we're trying to express the frustration, or we're trying to express the importance of something, and that's where we use the ba kol attitude, where we want the person to hear the heart of what's being said and not to understand it from a literal standpoint. Whenever we want somebody to understand us from a literal standpoint, this is when we find the word la kol would be used. And so it's very important for us to understand the difference between ba and la, and also we have to remember too that whenever la is used, it's always replacing the actual preposition el if it's used in the context of to, or it's replacing al when it's used as an expression. Well, it can be used in a few different ways, but we'll use the form here as against. Let me write this out. Against. Okay? So we just have to remember that la can be used for against, or la can be used for to, and that this is the defective form, and these are the complete, correct, full forms of the word. So once again, just remember the fact that when we're talking about wanting to have somebody listen to the heart of what we're saying, not the literalness of what we're saying, we use ba. When we want somebody to listen to the literalness of what we're saying, that is when we will use la. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson for 16.2, and we'll see you next time as we go to lesson number 17.